Hello people, how are y'all doing? It's been a long ass time since I sat down in front of a camera and just talked. I've been busy and just haven't felt like filming lately. I was kind of going to film last weekend, but I turned 18 on Friday and you can probably guess the rest of the story. Before I start, congrats to every single one who made it to round 1 of CDC. I can't wait to see everyone's videos. Oh, and if anyone is interested in me doing a reaction video to any of the future CDC rounds, make sure to tell me in the comments section below because I'm kind of thinking about doing one, but I'm not really sure if anyone's interested in watching that. But enough chit chat, let's talk about what you actually clicked this video for. So I thought that today I want to talk a little about presenting cardistry to people who have never heard of cardistry. I think it's a very important thing to do because the more we do it, the more people are exposed to cardistry, and that means that more people are more likely to get into cardistry, and I think that's very important and healthy for the art form. I know a lot of people don't think that way, but that's a topic for a completely different video. But how should we present cardistry to lay people then? Someone who is really good at this is Jaspis, and most of what I'm saying here is actually something I learned from him, so please don't give me too much credit here. A lot of people seem to think that to impress lay people you have to do all kind of crazily visual stuff like arm spreads and springs and whatnot, but I really don't think that's true. If people are not impressed by your packet cuts, then I think you're doing it wrong. In its core, it's an educational problem. If you start with something super complex, like if you do a mocking god, the reaction you'll probably get is something like, "That's cool, I guess you're pretty good with your hands. Can you show me a magic trick?" And that's not what you want, right? People can be impressed by packet cuts, and they will, but you just need to start slow. So how I usually start is by doing a Charlier cut and saying that, look, this is the simplest way that you can cut a deck of cards with one hand. And then I do a few more basic one-handed cuts like, here's another way to do it. And then I say, you can do all this with just one hand, but imagine what you can do if you take two hands. And then I move on to basic two-handed cuts. But it's not like you only want to show packet cuts either. I think it's very important to showcase the variety of things you can do with cards and explain that it's not only a skill hobby like juggling, but it can also be a creative outlet. And like Matthew Badon has said, it's not only a creative outlet that's available for the top 5 people in the world, but also just everyone else. So I want to leave them with the impression that cardistry is kind of like a game that never ends. There's always a new way to move something around. And because you're handling 52 individual objects, so although I only handle like 40 and people seem to be weirdly pissed off about that, but because of that, the variety of things you can do is just so big. Like, you can spread them and you can fan them, you can do aerials with them, and heck, you don't even need the deck. Like, you can just take one card and the possibilities are still pretty much endless. So to sum it up, I think the most important thing when presenting cardistry is the variety you're showing. And remember that if you don't show them packet cuts, then you're missing the biggest point in cardistry. And you can't argue that because no doubt over 80%, maybe even over 90% of every move ever created is a packet cut. So if you don't show them that, they're missing a lot about cardistry and they're not really gonna understand what it is. Oh, and remember that you don't even need to be very good at cardistry to impress people who don't know anything about it, because they don't know anything about it. If it's even close to decent, people are gonna think it's cool and appreciate it. But that is it for this video. Please do let me know about your thoughts and experiences with presenting cardistry. If you enjoyed this video, you can leave me a like down below and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my stuff. And on Instagram, you can find me at Juho Vuorela, and I'll see you in my next video.